We call blood the gift of life, and while many think that gift is simply a donation, it can just as likely be the single most important tool in saving your life one day. Tonight, we take you through the process from donation to patient transfusion in this WB38 special report.
It may just be the nature of the beast.
60% of the population are eligible to give blood, yet only 5% do.
A community's compassion ebbing and flowing like a predictable tide. Blood donations rise, then fall, depending on how hard the need can be pushed on potential donors. Curious, though, considering it involves something that at any given second will determine whether any one of us will live or die.
I'm just going to start your transfusion, okay, hon?
A 24-year-old mother waiting for a new heart, liver, and kidney. And every day that wait is possible because of donated blood. On this day, she's getting mine.
Do you have your donor card? No.
I don't have a donor card, no.
I have never been considered a regular blood donor, but I have never truly understood the process or the impact. To do that, we'll follow this unit of my blood from start to finish, and this operation does not take long to get started.
With various spins and speeds and times in a centrifuge, we can separate the components by their weight.
Whole blood is a thing of the past. In fact, every donation that comes through this lab, and every unit donated to Florida Blood Services does, is separated into red blood, plasma, and platelets, meaning every unit can help 3 people instead of just 1.
Plasma gets stored and quick frozen into the blast freezers. The platelets are stored at room temperature in an incubator, and the red cells are put into the 4-degree refrigeration.
Separation complete, my blood is far from being allowed into the supply. The components must now be tested and tested and tested again.
We're going to be testing for West Nile. We're going to be looking for antibodies to HTLV. We're going to test for syphilis. We're going to test for ALT. It's a liver enzyme. We're going to test for antibodies for CMV, which is respiratory disease, and we're going to test for cholesterol as a donor courtesy.
6,000 tubes each night. Each must pass 14 separate tests to survive. Only now can my blood enter the system.
With that battery of tests now completed, my platelets, plasma, and red blood are packaged and now ready for shipping. In fact, all 3 of mine are going to Tampa General Hospital. So, the journey continues.
Like most hospitals, TGH has its own blood bank for storage. This is where my blood products are in fact stored and then prepared for the patient. Upstairs, the transfusion of my red blood cells well underway for this triple transplant patient. Again, given the option of waiting for donor organs only because of someone else's blood donation. My platelets and plasma are sent to separate operating rooms, each being used for emergency heart surgery, each critical to yet another procedure's success. It's a long journey for the blood, a tough road for the patient, but a critical step by the donor.
Everybody assumes that somebody else is going to do it. And you know what happens when we assume things. All I'm asking is that people give it a try. If it's not for you, don't come back and donate.
The single biggest turnoff to potential donors is, of course, the needle. I'm not one who's big on needles either. However, I do understand why my donation and yours is as much a responsibility, perhaps, as a gift.